The president has announced a $2,000 stimmy for every American citizen, and everyone is already planning their victory purchases.
Yeah, people are going to be getting stimulus checks again. I didn't expect that to happen, but I guess that's where we're at now.
Hey, fucking stop! Get out of there! Get out of there!
No! Get the fuck out of me! Guys, don't go to you, please!
Everything's gonna be okay.
No, get out! Get out of
Get back!
Oh, bitch, you got me blocked! Get the fuck out! You got me blocked! Move, bitch! Guys, sorry! Move!
Kids are in the car! Hey, did she hit your foot? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm good. You missed it.
Can she pass by, please? Can she pass by?
Have that car back up so she could get out of here.
I don't know whose car that is. We're gonna let her pass, right?
All right, back up.
Listen. Hey.
Hold up. Hang a little more. Sale. Pon las manos atrás.
Justin, cover your face.
Pon las manos atrás. Dame tu otra mano. Dame tu otra mano.
No me golpees, ¿qué le estoy haciendo, güey?
Hurry up, let's get a movie.
No me dobles tanto.
Pues dime las manos atrás.
Pues sí, pero ¿qué estás haciendo?
Poniéndote las esposas.
Pero no mames, güey. Estás lastimando, güey, no estoy haciendo nada. Se pasan de raza, no mames.
¿Qué país eres?
Get him up and get him moving.
¿Eh?
Mis cosas bien, mi güey.
Yours. That one over there?
You guys good? You got? I don't think we have room. You got room? No. Nope. Where you guys at?
Aquí corre.
floor.
No, but when I told him it was private property, he told me he was going to arrest me, and then they took off, because there's half of them are still here. I'm at this stuff. We'll see it. The cops will see it.
She missed it, yeah. I mean, she hit it, but... Too hot.
The president's made clear we are not going to continue to allow these cartels to flood the United States with drugs.
To every terrorist thug smuggling poisonous drugs into the United States of America, please be warned that we will blow you out of existence.
You want to stop these drug cartels, you have to make it clear to them they're not going to get their boats here.
Each boat that we sink carries drugs that would kill more than 25,000 Americans. We will not let that happen.
Meanwhile, Republicans look just fine. Secretary of State Marco Rubio wears many hats, but the role of president is not one he is apparently looking at for now. Politico is reporting a third person close to the White House, granted anonymity to speak candidly, said the expectation is J.D. as nominee and Rubio as VP. President Trump is apparently already whipping Vance into executive shape, busting his chops over China's obedient cabinet.
I want my cabinet to behave like that. I'm demanding that I want them sitting up like that, Tim, just nice and straight. I never saw posture like that. I've never seen men so scared in their lives. They have the equivalent of a vice president. I said, "Are you going to answer my question?" And he's like, he doesn't move. JD doesn't behave like that. JD buds into conversations. I want to have that for at least a couple of days, okay, JD? We'll keep you long term, but a couple of days of that would be very, very nice. Okay.
He stood up straight. He stood up straight.
I'm going to tell you why I'm not happy about it. I like Mamdani. I'm looking forward to interviewing him. He's promised to be on this show. But I'm very, very concerned about some of the things that he said. I'm very concerned about what he once said about defunding the police. I'm calling 911. I'm being real with you. I'm calling 911. That's what I'm doing. I don't want to see less police officers. I want to see more police officers. I heard him talk about mental health experts in the subway system. I don't care about that. I want cops in the subways in New York City, where I was born and raised. Born in the Bronx, raised in Queens. That's what I want. I want to hear about no damn mental health experts in subways. Nah, I'm not trying to hear that, okay? 2% tax on the rich. Okay, fine. 11.5% capital gains tax. On its face, okay, fine. Free buses. Free grocery stores in each borough. Really? Really think that's going to work? Ladies and gentlemen, we're at a crossroads in this nation. And there's no way to slice it. And the level of vitriol that you see amongst the American citizen is because, God forbid, that you have a difference of opinion. It's not enough to agree. You know, people have to be disagreeable. And you have to be selfish if you're a person that's rich, that's making money, and you don't want to pay your fair share of taxes. Well, when you think about the billionaires in the state, in the city of New York, they make up about 48% in terms of the amount of taxes that they dole out compared to the average American, compared to the rest of New Yorkers. And if you're talking about raising their taxes while doing these other things, you're making New York unattractive, not just for residents, but for businesses. And if you make it unattractive for businesses and you compromise the ability to be the capitalists that these people are, then they take their businesses elsewhere. So the money that they paid on their homes or in rent, they move out of the city or the state. Businesses follow. And ultimately the tax burden falls on to New Yorkers out there, which means that rent freezes, which is also something that Mamdani pushed. Is that really going to be plausible? Are you really going to be able to freeze rent? Or are you going to end up hiking it because you don't have enough people here to pay it? Tax revenue, where you getting that from? See, these are all the kind of things that we have to connect the dots and ask ourselves, 1 + 1, does it equal 2? Is it really plausible that these things are going to happen? According to Mayor Hochul, 90% of the stuff Mamdani said he can't do on his own. He got to come through her and the state legislature in order to get it done. Is he going to be able to do that? What level of support is he going to have outside of young whippersnappers out there who love him and are so in love with his personality and everything else that they didn't really dot the I's and cross the T's and look at actual policies and the kind of effect that's going to have on New Yorkers? That's what I'm worried about. I hope I'm wrong. Because talking to him, I liked him. I'm looking forward to sitting down and interviewing with him. I just want to know where the money coming from. See, I count. Okay? I count. And I can't tell you how many young teenagers, it could be daughters, it could be nieces and nephews, it could be friends and family members or relatives of folks along that age gap. And you're asking the same question. And you know what you come up with? The people who love Mamdani the most are not people who pay bills every day. I'm not saying that applies to everybody. I'm not applying that. But they certainly not people that pay bills every day all the time. You don't see business owners clamoring to support them. I'm just saying these things are important to bring up.
Hey, it's Kennedy here in the Bronx. This is one of the places Zoran Mamdani wants to spend $60 million on 5 grocery stores. But does anyone even want that?
Grocery prices are out of control. Food is a necessity for New Yorkers, and yet it's something that people are being priced out of. It doesn't need to be this way.
Do you think $60 million is too much to spend for 5 grocery stores?
Yes. I think you're focusing on some whole other shit that don't even matter. I gotta work and I gotta pay for all these taxes to fucking have dog shit all on the sidewalk, needles all on the floor, and get tickets everywhere.
I don't think he should open no grocery stores. He should talk about the community and how people is out here living on the streets.
Let them work as a stock boy first and then come try to run a grocery store.
The grocery business is really tough. Profit margins in the grocery business are only around 2%. It's one of the lowest margin industries. And for the state to recreate that entire business model, recreating entire supply chains, that's pretty much impossible.
I don't know what kind of model he's going to follow. If we were in Cuba, maybe, but they have no food anyways.
How would that money be better spent? She's pointing to her purse. Put it right in your purse.
Give it to me.
Does government do a good job running things?
No, not really.
How about you spend some of that money to clean up the rats? You go over here on 148th after the sun goes down, you go see rats the size of cats.
Food deserts disproportionately impact Black and brown New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs, where I've heard directly from New Yorkers who say, why is it that I can find 6 fast food restaurants in a 5-block radius, but I can't find a place to buy groceries?
One more time. Are we in a food desert?
Desert? No, this is a metropolis. There's grocery stores on every corner. There's delis on every corner. There's food everywhere.
New York City actually has the fewest food deserts in the country because you can basically walk almost everywhere in New York City in 10 minutes and find a grocery store.
Here's a Seatown supermarket. I'm going to go inside and find out what they have on the shelves. Is it sand? this is a much better grocery store than we have on the Upper West Side, Upper West, what? Oreo Thins. Do they have gluten-free Oreos? Okay, they don't have gluten-free Oreos. All right, screw it. Shut this place down. Bring Mamdani in. It's a nightmare. Does the city need to spend $60 million on 5 grocery stores? I don't know either.
The cost of this is $60 million to set up one store in each borough. Now, that should be compared to the city's existing program, where they're set to spend $140 million subsidizing corporate grocery stores. So we would take less than half of the money the city's already set to spend and actually deliver results.
But $140 million is what private supermarkets spend, not the government. Mamdani just misread something on a city website.
He made just a basic math error and wildly overestimated how much money is actually available for this scheme.
You keep saying free bus rides, free this, free that, you know?
But how are you going to pay for it?
That's what I want to know.
What'd you get today at the store?
I got me an oatmeal.
How do you eat our oatmeal, Nelson?
Yeah, you know, but I got a piece of cake with it, so...
You can get anything you want in New York City, unless what you want is to shop at Walmart. Unions and politicians in the Big Apple have kept the mega retailer out.
There are lots of regulations used to block the biggest and most efficient sellers of groceries, namely Walmart.
We got Costco's, we got BJ's, we got them all already. So let Walmart come in.
Walmart is the absolute leader in supply chain efficiencies via a truly global network of warehouses and trucks and airplanes that shave off fractions of a penny off of every transaction, but that at the end of the day save us consumers hundreds of bucks a year.
I've never been to Walmart.
Oh, Walmart's amazing. It's big, it's cheap. There's lots of snacks.
That's what we need.
Yeah, we need Walmart.
Yeah.
Necesito Walmart.
Claro, yeah. Walmart, please come to New York.
The idea that even a big city like New York could somehow try to replicate Walmart's global supply chain and entire business model was just laughable.
Lots of people from New York need a good price because it's very expensive. You work, you get money.
Yeah.
Money finito very quickly because very
taxes.
Yeah,
taxes are too high.
Hallelujah.
Supermercados públicos de Mamdani.
Bueno, esa es una estrategia política, ¿no? Que a la final no tiene ni un beneficio para el ciudadano.
Who are you going to vote for mayor?
You.
Thank you.
Like you can do a great.
I got one vote. Woo, woo.
Ultimately, I'm guided by outcomes. If this pilot succeeds in guaranteeing cheaper groceries, as I think it will be, then yes, it should scale up.
Clean up all the needles. There's open needles over here. All in the streets. Clean that up. You focus on the wrong things, Mamdani.
So what did we learn today here in the South Bronx? Socialist, public-run grocery stores aren't going to make anyone's lives any better. For Reason and Kennedy. Meat. You ask, where's the beef? Here it is, Mamdani.
If you want to see what congressional Democrats wish to do to America, just look at the result of yesterday's election in New York, where their party installed a communist as the mayor of the largest city in the nation. As I've warned for many years, our opponents are hell-bent on turning America into a communist Cuba or socialist Venezuela, and you see what happened to those places.
Apparently real socialism hasn't been tried, and I shouldn't be comparing Mamdani's policies to countries like Venezuela, Cuba, or the Soviet Union. Okay, fine then. Let's look at some of Mamdani's promises and compare them to countries that have tried real socialism. Starting with universal healthcare in Canada and the insanely long wait times for care. If you want a referral to see a specialist in Canada, you will be waiting an average of 11 weeks. In the US, the average is only about 4 weeks. If you need surgery in Canada, you're waiting for an average of about 6 months, where in the US, you're only waiting an average of about 6 weeks. I mean, the wait times in Canada are so bad that the government is paying for people to die because people are suffering so much because of lack of access to care. Now let's talk about rent controls in Sweden, because this is the country people bring up so often as being this amazing paradise for socialism. Stockholm, Sweden has wait lists that are 10 to 20 years long to get a rent-controlled apartment. The housing shortage is so bad that people are turning to black market rentals so that they can find a place to live. Then as far as government-run grocery stores go, you have to look at North Korea or Cuba or Venezuela for examples of these because no first world country has government-run grocery stores. So what is going on here? Why are people advocating for policies that have made situations worse in every country that tries them? I really think that when people say socialism hasn't been tried before, they really just don't understand what socialism is. Because I get so many people who tell me, oh, you can't even look anywhere in the real world to see how socialist policies impact things. You have to read Marx in order to understand socialism. And yeah, I've read Marx. And from reading his work, I know that Marx was not an economist. Socialism is not some practical system that is supposed to help people flourish and live their best lives and afford everything that they could ever want. Socialism is a philosophy. It is an ideology whose goal is to just create equality. The fundamental idea behind socialism is simply that some people have more money or better lives than others, and it's not fair. Socialism is a system that is envious of success, and so it does exactly what it sets out to do. It makes everyone equal. It makes your life worse because it's not fair that your life is better than somebody else's. By definition, not everyone can have the best, but the government might be able to provide everyone with the absolute lowest quality thing that they can offer. And I'm not saying our system now is perfect at allowing everyone to meet their own needs, but that's largely because even now, our system is pretty heavily socialized and regulated by the government. Until people realize that terrible outcomes is not a bug of socialism, it is the main feature, people will keep trying it again and again and again and wondering why it's not accomplishing something that it was never designed to accomplish.
It's clear this Sunfresh at 31st and Prospect is struggling. This is the first section people see when they come in. There's barely any produce. A lot of the coolers and shelves around the store look the same way, empty. So shoppers have been asking us, if the store isn't closing, then where's all the food? A rotten smell comes through the door, and anywhere you turn, you'll see products that need to be restocked. No hot food or deli.
I watch people walk in and walk out.
The grocery store has received financial assistance from the city, but has been unable to keep those shelves stocked in an area that in the past has often been referred to as a food desert.
Around here, a good thing don't last too long.
And it will impact a lot of people and a lot of families.
The city owns the Linwood Shopping Center. A nonprofit operates the grocery store.
I would like to ask you all, what would you say to those who are pushing for socialism, eventually communism in the city of New York?
I think a perfect example is it actually just came out in the New York Post last week that Kansas City instituted what Zoran wants of these publicly funded grocery stores. And within 3 months of this grocery store in Kansas City, it was completely empty. There was literally no food in it. And so I think when we look at this upcoming election, it's very easy to make promises that you'll have free housing, that you'll have free groceries, that you'll be able to afford an apartment, that you can tax the rich 70, 80, 90%. But what we've seen time in and time out is that it doesn't work and never works. And so it's easy, and I think this is where the other candidates have to step up a little bit, that it can't be Zoran bad, me good. It has to be why is Zoran bad. And it can't just be that his policies won't work. It has to be, these are why my policies will bring back affordable housing in New York. This is why my policies will bring back that our grocery stores are affordable. You can walk outside, you can take the subway without being fearful of someone attacking you. And so I think the other candidates, it's really on them right now to state the case, specifically to young people, as to why their policies will help them, and simultaneously saying, not Zoran's policies are bad, why are Zoran's policies bad?
There's no longer any doubt about the left's embrace of socialism. Zoran Mamdani will be sworn in as mayor of America's largest city and is doubling down on his radical agenda, despite businesses and parents looking to move their companies and families out of the Big Apple as fast as they can. But is it really a surprise that the far-left progressives have finally taken their place at the helm of the party? Even Nancy Pelosi is getting out of Dodge, a final change of the guard. So what does it all mean for 2026 and the Republicans mounting their midterm battle? Let's ask Ohio gubernatorial candidate Vivekramaswamy. Vivek, gotta ask you about this. I mean, we knew the likelihood of a Mamdani win in New York City, but now that it's official, Does it shock you? Does it feel like an entire city has forgotten the lessons of history?
Well, look, of course, New York City used to be a great American city that was the embodiment of capitalism, of success, of ambition. So it is shocking. It should shock us when you take a big step back to see a self-described socialist now leading that city. Lara, President Trump has done his part, secure the border. He's done his part in securing international peace. But now it's up to state and local leaders as well to focus on domestic economics. Because as bad as his solutions are, Mamdani's solutions are, he was still pointing to a problem that's affecting a lot of Americans. That's the problem of affordability. And the irony is we in the Republican Party have the right answers. Increase the supply of housing, of energy, of electricity. And yet we need to be focused more on that issue more than anything else, I think, heading into 2026. And if we do that, I think that will be a nice warning call this last week's election to help us wake up and deliver big victories again in 26.
A few moments later.
The president said this morning, I'm recommending to Senate Republicans that the hundreds of billions of dollars currently being sent to money-sucking insurance companies in order to save the bad health care provided by Obamacare be sent directly to the people so they can purchase their own much better health care and have money left over.
Absolutely brilliant move by the president, and I agree with him 100%. These insurance companies, we're subsidizing them to have high health premiums anyways. Keep in mind, ACA, affordable health care, has not been affordable. President Obama said it was going to drop premiums by 25%. As we sit here right now, without the premium increase that the health care industry is putting on the American people, it's up 221%. And why are we subsidizing them an additional 4% when they're making record profits? Which I'm a capitalist. I'm okay with insurance companies making money, but taxpayers shouldn't pad their pockets even more on top of that. What President Trump is saying is, hey, let's give the money to the individual and let them choose their own health care and use the money for actual health care rather making insurance companies even more profitable. I think it's brilliant. Now,
meanwhile, on January 1st, I will be your mayor. New Year's Day and a new era for this city. Oh, and one more thing. Remember how I told you a few months ago to stop sending us money? You can start again.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
On January 1st, I will be your mayor. New Year's Day and a new era for this city. Oh, and one more thing. Remember how I told you a few months ago to stop sending us money? You can start again.
Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
This transition requires staff, research, and an infrastructure that can meet this moment. And it will be made possible by the people who built and believe in this movement. So I hope you'll make a donation at transition2025.com. Now let's get to work. On January 1st, I will be your mayor. New Year's Day and a new era for this city. Oh, and one more thing. Remember how I told you a few months ago to stop sending us money? You can start again. This transition requires staff, research, and an infrastructure that can meet this moment. And it will be made possible by the people who built and believe in this movement. So I hope you make a donation at transition2025.
Boy, that was fast. That was fast. I give it to him. Boy. Now he asking for donation. You want to know why he asking for donation? Because who do you think gonna pay for all this free shit that he went around saying, I'm gonna fight for? Keep in mind, people, he didn't guarantee anything. He said, share some shit that sounds good, that sounds right. And that's all you need for a liberal woman. All you do is say some shit that sounds good. They feed right into it. Everybody that voted for this man, he wants y'all money now, boy. Oh my God. This is for research. And research of what? Research? What are you researching? How to disintegrate New York City rats? On some damn research. Man, you gotta be kidding me, man.
Meanwhile,
the One Big Beautiful Bill solidified the largest tax cut in our history for our nation's workers. Among other groundbreaking reforms, the bill codified no tax on tips. This historic tax break will ensure that America's working families keep more of their hard-earned income. I have a personal appreciation for tipped workers, having been one myself. When I was in my youth, I took my first job as a busboy. When I was just 9 years old, I cleared tables at a local cafeteria and set up chairs and umbrellas at a beach nearby, and I depended on tips for a significant portion of my income. To this day, tens of millions of Americans depend on tips to feed their families, pay their rent, and make ends meet. And President Trump wants to make life easier for all of them. On Labor Day, I was out at diners and restaurants meeting with some great servers to remind them of President Trump's exciting new provision. To that end, one big beautiful bill will allow millions of qualified employees to claim a deduction of up to $25,000 each year on their tip income. Americans who are self-employed, meanwhile, will be able to claim a deduction equal to their net income from the business in which the tips were earned. Through forward-thinking policies like no tax on tips, the president is boosting paychecks for America's working families. This is critical to our goal of achieving parallel prosperity by building an economy where Main Street and Wall Street grow together. This administration will never stop fighting to restore the American dream.
The president has announced a $2,000 stimmy for every American citizen, and everyone is already planning their victory purchases.
When it's time to go, you can choose how. You can wait for enforcement, or you can leave on your terms. The CBP Home app lets you self-deport with dignity, directly, and securely. Don't wait. Decide how it ends.
Crying harder. Crying harder. Trump is your president. Crying harder. Crying harder. Trump is your president.
On the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!" exclamation point, catch exclamation point.
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core.
Hey, let me shut down the city! We are at war!
We're at a war right now.
We are at war.
So you have to be willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
And that's why the gloves are off.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
And yes, there are many threats to democracy. We see it with these extreme candidates.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
But you can only push people so far. And then they start to take matters into their own hands.
What the American public want is for us to bring actual weapons to this bar fight. This is an actual fight.
You know, this is literally call to arms.
The MAGA movement is a threat.
But Michelle says that, when they go low, we go high.
No. With all due respect, if they go low, we don't go high.
When they go low, we kick them.
We take them to the mud and choke them out.
And make sure that they stay down. And you know what? Kick them when they're down, because they deserve it.
Get up in the face of some Congress people.
We are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your...
We have to fight this in the streets.
We're going to fight it in the streets.
It's time to step out of your comfort zone and step out into the streets.
To our Republican colleagues, if you do not see the light, we will bring the fire. Resist! You and your little friend off of Twitter. Y'all about to find out.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
He's not going to have a third term. He may not finish his term.
Yes, the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying. Just saying. There will be news sometime. Just so you know, there will be news.
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. Most important thing is my faith in my life.
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.